I'm brought up by my parents of never saying no when somebody offers you something which is potentially good for you. And for my career, I'm proud of having raced in all different kinds of classes and at least have won a few times. Regret? Certainly not. Of course, you have decisions done during your career where you might have done a few things different, but I would go down to braking a bit earlier, maybe using a lower gear, or maybe have waited another lap of overtaking somebody. But that's what I will go into if you're talking about regrets. But about direction-wise, I very much have loved my career with all the teams I have done, and certainly in particularly the years with Audi Sport.
Should we take a walk down this impressive line of all your winning cars?
Obviously, over the years, I've happily driven a lot of different cars and categories, from Super Touring in Japan to BTCC, DTM, sports cars, Formula 3, Formula 3000, quite some Formula 1 testing for different teams.
9-time Le Mans winner Tom Kristensen, and here he is at the wheel of his DTM Audi.
There has been a great variety of what I have been driving, and it came probably more like a necessity of a need to accept these different drives and being careful not to fall between the chairs.
The pace car's getting ready to pull off. The tricolour is waved. It is 4 o'clock and it's go.
It's true, when you look at 20 years at Le Mans since I made my debut, it was a team of 12 mechanics. It was private run Porsche, open car. It was a physical, certainly a tough challenge. The car was heavy, aerodynamically it was not the most efficient. The last years with the R18, very efficient, dashboard and steering wheel full of buttons and possible to optimize any given circumstances on there. Whereas the Porsche just had a high beam, drinks button and a radio button on the steering wheel. That was it. There's many ways to say why racing at Le Mans is so special. I mean, development in the car industry in general has always looked at Le Mans because of the variety of the regulations. I mean, you can arrive with anything and you will be embraced with both arms and you will be put into the regulation in the way it feels with the balance of performance in that sense. And what has been developed over the years at Le Mans, from brake disc to seat belts to windscreen wipers. I mean, even the first spray of champagne with Dan Gurney in 1967. All these things. In 2006, made the debut of the Audi R10 TDI. It was a 12-cylinder diesel engine, and winning with that engine in the 12 hours of Sebring, we knew from the first race that it's a great challenge, but it's got huge grunt, it's got huge power. The Bentley is probably the most elegant, and I'm very happy to have raced and won with that car too, with all the British heritage. Looking back, the Bentley's heritage at Le Mans in general, that was a fantastic time too.
Now, and that is the trumpet sound, the flags wave, as Bentley achieves what they set out to do 3 years ago, and on their third attempt, they see the checkered flag is dropped for Bentley's historic win at Le Mans.
I've always known of Goodwood, and I was at Festival of Speed one year when people said I should come to the revival as well. And I thought it was a little bit as an insult. I'm too young for that when they asked me. Okay, I think it's about 10 years ago now. They asked me, and then at Audi, Emmanuel Pirro kept saying you should come to the revival too. I tell you, it's fantastic. And then I did. 2010 was my first time there, and it's always put in my calendar. I love it.
Absolutely millimetre perfect onto the apex of the corner, hits the brakes, off the brakes, turns it in, gets it all straightened up, big opposite lock, up over the curbs, and then fishtails under acceleration, 29th on the grid to win this first part of the St Mary's Trophy. What a fabulous, fabulous race.